Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz of Chicago Law Luxury Makeup. For today's Sunday morning Get Ready With Me, we're going to be going back to some of the products that I've reviewed in the last few months and seeing if I still like them, love them, or if I would pass on them now. So if you're curious to see what products I used and how I created this look, keep watching. Good morning, happy Sunday. I'm going to start with my primer, and for primer, I'm going to be using the Victoria Beckham primer. This primer was gifted. I just like to tell you guys that. But I love it. I really didn't think that I wouldn't love it. I really like everything that I've tried from Victoria Beckham, and the primer is absolutely no exception. It's really, really good. So I've still been using it. I've still been loving it. For foundation, I'm going to go in with the Makeup by Mario foundation that he came out with earlier this year. I am in shade 4C. This foundation is either a hit or a miss. There's no consistency when it comes to using it. So I don't think that I would go back and repurchase it. Some days it works, and some days it is a hot mess. So I'm going to hope that today it works. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know if it's the primer. I don't know if it's my skincare. I don't know if it's the combination of both. There are just too many factors, and I don't have time to figure out what it is just to get this foundation to work. I know that when it works, it looks beautiful, but when it doesn't work, it is a hot mess. For that reason, I would not repurchase it. I do think that when it works, it is so beautiful. It really, really is, and it lasts all day. So it's a shame that it takes so much work to get it to work. So what I'm noticing right off the bat is it kind of sticks to my texture right there on my cheek, which I don't necessarily love. I know when I first reviewed it, I did really, really like it. I thought it was beautiful. And like I said, I do think that it is still beautiful, but there's just no consistency. So today it went down decent. I would not say that it looks its best. It definitely doesn't look its worst though. So I will take that. I'll take it as a win today. To blend this in today, I am using a BK Beauty 101. I will link that down below. If you guys are ever interested in purchasing anything from BK Beauty, whether it be their makeup, their brushes, their new eyelashes, you can always use code Liz10. And that'll save you guys 10%. Next, I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm going to be using the Tom Ford Soft Matte Concealer. I still really love this concealer. Today, I'm going to be using shade Silk, which is 1C0. This shade is slightly lighter than my skin, so it does give just a little bit of brightening underneath my eyes. And I'm just going to blend it in with my same BK Beauty 101. Now, this concealer, I do think you can use a brush with. It's so soft and creamy that it's so easy to blend. You do not have to, melt this one down or heat it up in your hands to get it to blend. It blends all on its own because it's so creamy and so soft. That said, it's not going to give you the coverage that other concealers give you, but I think for an everyday concealer, it is perfect. Absolutely perfect. There are days when I want just a little bit more coverage and I'll use a different concealer. But for an everyday concealer, I've really been enjoying the Tom Ford. For powder, I'm going to be using the NARS new Soft Matte Powder. This is the Soft Matte Advanced Perfecting Powder. I have shade Sunshore. I really have been enjoying this powder a lot. It is a pressed powder. However, it is very finely milled. I am able to pick it up using my fluffy blending brush. It's very powdery. I think it does give your skin a beautiful finish. Yeah, I've been really impressed with this NARS powder. I like that it comes in multiple different shades. That is something that I really appreciate. I don't like those white translucent powders. I don't know. It's just something about it. I don't really think that they're all that translucent. So I do prefer a powder to have a little bit of color to set my foundation. For bronzer today, I'm going to be using the new Chanel cheek palette. When I first reviewed it, I did not use this brown shade as a bronzer. I have since used it as a bronzer and found that I do really, really like it. So that's what we're going to use today. I'm going to go in with my Chikuhodo F01. Now this is not a matte bronzer. This is going to give you a little bit of a luminous finish. Like I said, when I initially reviewed it, it's not very pigmented, which is why I didn't initially use it. However, I do think that you can use it to give yourself just a little bit of a glow. So that's what I'm using it for today. Overall, I have really, really been enjoying this whole entire palette. I have been using it on my cheeks. I did review it and use it on my eyes. I have not used it on my eyes since. I think that it is, for me, it is better suited as a cheek palette. So that's just kind of where I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna use it only as a cheek palette, and I've really, really been enjoying it. For cream blush, I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wands, and I'm gonna be using shade Pillow Talk. Now, I did not use Pillow Talk in any of my long form videos. I have done a short, I think a couple of different shorts using the Pillow Talk. I do really, really like this shade. Of the 3 shades I picked up, Pillow Talk is my favorite, and I have been using it quite a bit. It is pretty pigmented. I find it to be much more pigmented than her original Beauty Light Wands. But this shade in particular, I think is just really, really pretty. And to blend this one, I am using the BK Beauty 106. This is by far my favorite brush for blending cream or liquid blushes. That beautiful, beautiful pink. I love it so much. For blush, I'm going to be using the brand new Bobbi Brown Brightening Blushes, and I have shade Bronzed Blush. This is beautiful, you guys. I reach for this a lot. I think it is so, so pretty. So I'm just going to pick a little bit up, and I just swirl my brush to get all the different shades, and then I just apply it. My cheeks are a little bright. I'm going to buff, don't worry. But I'm not going to do that till after I apply my highlighter. And for highlighter, I'm going to be using the Charlotte Tilbury Glow Glide highlighter. I have shade Pillow Talk. This is absolutely one of my favorites. I've still been loving it. I'm still reaching for it a lot. I just can't stop using it. It's so pretty. So I'm going to pick it up. I'm using my Sonia G NO2 Pro. And I think it gives a very beautiful highlight, and I'm gonna buff it like I said, and it melts into that blush. So to blend, I am gonna use my Sonia G Smooth Buffer. Look how that buffed down. For eyeshadow, I'm gonna use the brand new Tom Ford Forbidden Pink. I don't know how I feel about this, you guys. I've worn it so many times and I can't decide if I love it or like it. I'm leaning more towards like but don't love. So here are the shades. I am not going to use all 4 today. I think that is pretty much what I've decided works best for me. I can't use all of the shades. So I'm going to take a Sonia G Classic Crease. I'm going to go into this matte shade. It's kind of a like dusty mauve, dusty rose kind of shade. And I'm just going to place that in the crease. I do think that it is a pretty quad. I just don't know that the color story is for me. I absolutely love this formula. I mean, this is such a good formula. Like I said, I just don't know about this color story for me. So there is that kind of like dusty mauve, dusty rose shade. I'm going to take that same brush. I'm going to go into the deepest shade. I don't want it very deep, which is why I'm using my fluffy blending brush as opposed to a more dense focused brush. So I'm just building up that outer corner, and I will sweep it into the crease. I've also found that if I add other palettes, I think it adds to the beauty. And that's totally personal preference because this topper shade down here is not my favorite. I prefer a little bit more of a shimmer, not necessarily a topper. So there's that deeper shade on the outer corner, and I have started to just blend it into the crease. So it just gives a little bit of definition to that outer corner, not a lot, but a little. And honestly, I think that's perfect for me. I don't want it to be too deep because this purple it's, in my opinion, more purple than brown. If it was more brown than purple, I would use a little bit more, but I don't want too much of that purple on my eye. And because I like a different kind of shimmer in my corner, I'm going to reach for the Nude Dip and go into that champagne highlight shade that they have. And to apply this, I'm using a Sonia G Soft Shader. So I'm just going to pop that in the inner corner. See what a difference that makes? It makes such a huge difference. I will take that blending brush to just blend the crease. I won't add any product. I'm also going to take that brush without adding anything and just sweep it underneath my brow bone. For eyeliner today, I'm going to be using the Victoria Beckham Satin Cajole in shade Cocoa. Love, love, love these eyeliners. They are really, really pretty. For mascara today, I'm going to be using the Tower 28. It's not my favorite. It is still not my favorite. I think that this is on its last limb, and when I'm done, I'm just going to declutter it, and I would not repurchase. So I know a lot of people raved about the Tower 28, which is why I bought it. I wanted to see what the hype was all about, but for me and my eyelashes, it just doesn't work. It's not my favorite. I am going to line my eyes first with the Chanel base primer mascara, and I do think that that helps, but it's not my favorite. So I will do all of that off camera. Here's the finished look so far. I really do like it. I think adding in this champagne shimmer to the Forbidden Pink really, really makes a difference. And I think that's what brings me to a like. If I didn't have to add in another quad or another palette, I think it would be a lot. Because I have to mix quads, it's not a lot. It's not bad. It's just more pink than I thought. The initial reviews that I had watched and or seen people say, they were like, it's not pink, it's not pink, it's not pink. And I actually I wanted to try it because everyone said it wasn't pink. It's just a little bit too pink. It's a little bit too rosy for my liking. The formula is beautiful. Absolutely love the formula. It's on the like. I don't love. Love the eyeliner. The mascara is, it is what it is. I think that it looked really, really good today. I really, really like how it is wearing today. However, I did have to spend a lot of time to get it to this point, and I had to use a primer. So I don't think I would repurchase because of that. Let's move on to lips. So I did finally pick up the new Rouge Allure Velvet lipsticks from Chanel. This is shade number 60. I love it. Love it. I'm just blown away with how much I love it. So I'm going to line my lips. I have the Chanel lip liner in Nude Brune. I've been using this lip liner a lot. I am trying to finish it. You can see I don't have very much left at all. So it'll definitely be one that I will finish by the end of the year. So again, here is shade number 60. I love the shade. I love the formula. I definitely want to pick up more. I do prefer a little bit of a glossier lip. So I am going to use this brand new Clé de Peau Cream Rouge Sparkles. And this is shade 302. I loved the Cream Rouge Sparkles so much that I picked up all 4 shades. So I haven't actually used this one. I've used 304 and 303. I haven't tried 302 yet, so I thought I would go ahead and try today. But I do really, really like this formula. I think it is so pretty. This shade is kind of like a gold sparkle. And I'm just going to put some on my finger again because I don't want to dirty up this white wand. So I'm just going to take a little bit. Look at that gold. Ooh, might be a little too, that might be too gold. So that blended down. That blended down nicely. And it's gorgeous. You can't feel any of that sparkle or any of the glitter. It just feels like a really, really soft, beautiful gloss. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love these. So the only one that I haven't tried yet is 301, and that's just a plain clear kind of gloss with a hint of sparkle. But oh yeah, that's pretty. That's really, really pretty. It's the finished look for today's Sunday morning Get Ready With Me. Let me know what you guys think. I am really, really happy with how the look turned out. Like I said, the foundation today looks good. Some days it doesn't. I never know if it's going to look good or not, which is why I would not repurchase it. However, I think the powder is beautiful. The blushes are beautiful. The highlighter is beautiful. So overall, I'm impressed. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like this type of video where I go back and give you guys updates on products that I have reviewed? Let me know down below. I would love to hear. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. I will see you in my next video. Bye.